Hello, YouTube. Welcome to the second part of Stanley Parable. I played a little bit of it maybe like a month ago, and I guess I've kind of been lagging on getting more of the game out. But yeah, we're here now, and if you hear that, if you hear fair warning, if you hear screaming, that is my pet bird, and she likes to have all the attention, and sometimes she screams for it. You probably can hear it at least a little bit. Anyway, if I want to say, if you guys end up enjoying the content, feel free to like, subscribe. It really helps a lot, especially with me still kind of on the lower side of subscribers on YouTube. Kind of getting the algorithm going. If you comment, like, subscribe, helps a lot. Even if you don't watch this full video, still helps. 10:53. All right. What? Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times to boot up the game. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know that you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you go to the game and see the screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want. Even if it's not correct time, you've earned it. Alright, I'll let you get the video game now. That's actually funny as hell. That's funny as hell. Oh my god, I love that. Anyway, alright, let's go in the game.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Yeah, we'll watch this again.
Employee number 427's job was
simple. You guys haven't seen it.
He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them.
Let's turn that down slightly.
This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-lifting, Stanley relished every moment that the
oh, excuse me. Excuse me again. Whoops.
For this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
Ooh.
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I do want to say, because I do know this ending, but I'm not going to do it because it takes forever. Apparently, if you, if you wait 2 hours and not do anything, it's an ending. Like, if you just stay here for, 2 hours, it ends. It's one of the endings. Anyway, let's continue on. Do we...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Do we do
Stanley decided
some of
to go to the meeting room.
Perhaps
he had simply missed a memo.
We'll see. Yeah, let's continue on.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I do enjoy the employee lounge.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring.
It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
That's probably it. Okay.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
I don't know what's down here. Let's find out.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right.
What the fuck?
Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down,
Oh, gosh.
left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is
What the
absolutely, definitely this way.
Nice.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay.
Have I done this path?
Back to,
I don't remember if I've done this
who am
path.
I kidding? It's
Fired.
all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay. From the top. When Stanley... Wait.
Oh?
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely
I have not done this
restarted
path,
the
never
game
mind.
over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or...
What?
Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago.
What the hell?
I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an
Excuse me.
adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
I do enjoy finding the story. Ain't no way I got it right on the first time.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again. But it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Damn, okay.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
Oh, that doesn't make sense.
Wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Okay, whatever. Okay.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
I love it.
No, I don't feel right.
I want to
about
win
this at
again.
all. We both know you didn't put in any
Can't I
actual
win?
work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations.
Well, now I'm upset.
I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't
Wait,
care
wasn't
what
there a
might
door
happen this
here?
time. I have to restart.
Don't fuck. The Stanley Parable
All right,
Adventure
I've got a
Line.
solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Can I go off track?
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
Damn it. Okay. You can't go that way, but that's it. Alright. The Adventure Line. Da-da-da-da.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me.
What the fuck?
Now, we
Wait.
can both agree that the nature of existence
Now
is
I'm
in fact
confused.
a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my
That's the wrong way,
experience
right?
of your existence rests inside of your subjective
I
experience
got lost. Is
of
it this
this
way? I
office,
think it's this way.
is
Yeah.
this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
I love this. What is this line? I am following the line. I don't care. Oh my god. Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? Wait! Oh, I am heavily confused. Which way do I go? Which way do I go? So I can go like that, or I can go like that. I wonder what? Can we not do this? I'm going this way. Stop! No! Please, I beg of you! Cause that's... Oh, it's done? It's done? Wait, hold on. Okay.
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay. Okay.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No, No, no. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Where do I go? Go this way? Are you kidding me? So now we go this way.
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Now we follow the line again? God damn it.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Okay.
Now, yes, this is exciting.
Thank
Just
you.
me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
Stop!
Go wild.
Stop! This is not...
Use your imagination. Whatever it might be,
This is
Stanley,
not possible.
I'm ready for
I
it.
fucking hate you. Ah!
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Where's the line go? Oh, back up player. Okay. Okay.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control.
Hell yeah.
How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I
I'm
know
going
that
this way.
each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since
Taking the
answer is
right
clearly
door
yes,
will lead us in
then
the
by all
right
accounts, the door
direction.
on the right is the
I'm
correct
so
one.
funny.
Another
Ori,
victory for logic.
make that funny. Do something on screen. I don't know. The confusion ending. Oh, damn, it's actually been counting.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes?
Come on again, we can follow
It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I
After
don't
a
want to
long
forget?
time, Stanley
My
dies.
mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing.
Was it third restart?
Wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide?
Again.
Why don't
Really
I
confused
get a
ending
say in
schedule.
all of this?
Narrative
Is it
restarts
really-
the game. Fifth
No,
restart.
it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
I believe in you.
And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule?
Tend to play the
How would
story,
we
but it's
even
perfected.
know?
I'm going to go anywhere to do with it. The game
Will
starts on
someone
its
come
own.
for us?
Sixth restart.
Will something happen?
Begin the following line. Find a really good
So,
begin the theory. Attempt
okay.
to make up a story here and there. Restarts game. Find a
Guess now we
bookstore.
just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree?
Get bored and leave.
I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Does this?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Is this
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Okay,
Perhaps he had
this is
simply
normal.
missed a memo. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming
Down?
to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Downstairs. Oh, this is creepy.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
I'm
All
crazy.
of my co-workers blinking
Wait.
mysteriously out
Okay,
of
this
existence
is the
in a
same thing
single
over and
moment
over again.
for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense.
Right?
And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange
Stop!
observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
This
And
is
for
getting
that
creepy.
matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
Yes.
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last,
Oh.
he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
No, let's not talk about it took like 4 times to
have finally
like
found an
4
answer, an
walkthroughs to make me
explanation.
realize it was
His
the same
co-workers weren't
rooms
actually
over and over
gone.
again.
He wasn't
We don't
going
need to
to
talk
lose
about
his
that.
job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh God, please.
Then he
Please stop.
imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange.
Oh my
I'm
God.
dreaming about a
We've-
voice
we've become
describing
self-aware.
me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts.
We've become
and
self-aware.
and while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was
Wasn't
Stanley
those
simply
random
deceiving
drums
himself,
that just played?
believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too.
Not
Surely,
following it. What
surely,
was that?
if he could just... He would prove it.
Did he
would
like
prove that
am I
he
crazy?
was in control.
Did the character like
that this
crouch
was
for
a
like 1
dream.
second?
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
Damn.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this
Why can I
dream.
see a tiny
I
bit?
wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
I'm on a wall. Okay, cool. Well, not in a wall.
Stanley
I was
began screaming.
facing a wall. Okay.
Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? and everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Damn? Was that the end? That was probably the end. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone.
What could it mean? It's not over.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Okay.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe,
oh, this is actually
of
not...
the game for consoles and home computers.
Okay.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley
Because
Parable.
I wasn't here before, so I do have Ultra Deluxe, but I guess maybe after a certain amount of endings you can start doing these.
Thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
I'm assuming.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator.
Maybe?
Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Hurry.
Is it broken? What's going on here?
Okay, maybe
Should
this...
we...
I'm so
Should we
confused.
be moving
Is this still the
somewhere?
same path?
Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last,
Is this
it's
still-
onto the
still
new
the same
content.
path, or is
I've
it
never
like,
been more ready. Let's do it.
I don't know.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Okay. Is this the same path, or is it not the same path?
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh my god, this is amazing. Don't please tell... I'm doing it. I'm doing it. You can't stop me. I can obviously just leave, but... My guess is that this is the same path, but this is a path from the Ultra Deluxe Edition, so they just kind of made this joke about it. Oh, I can't do it anymore? That's just upsetting.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator.
Oh, it started
Stanley,
on time.
I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content?
Yes.
If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell,
Hey, I
could count
know
to
some
30
words in that
trillion.
dictionary.
You could put that
That's
on the
not
box.
new.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm
really hope
infuriated
that's an
and
actual
I'm offended,
achievement.
and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about.
I agree.
No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always.
I'm down for that.
What do you say, friend?
Oh?
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent.
Oh.
I want to show you something.
Well, if I don't. I'm doing it. Coffee nut? Oh! Why did that scare me? God damn it.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away
Aww.
here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my
Okay, I
life
kinda like
whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Audience award? The audience award? Okay. I like that. Wait, can I go back here? Damn it.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of
read
10
any
from
reviews except this one.
Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every
Fantastic
game
Arcade
ever
2013.
created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now.
What?
A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Alright. Down? Never mind. I lied to you. It's not. We can't go down. Sorry to disappoint you. Person of the year? Is that me? Oh. Doors? No doors. I guess I go this way.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else.
Really? What if these are like actual reviews? Or not? I bet they are. Actually, knowing how this game works, I bet these are actual reviews.
In the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Am I missing something? This way.
These were simpler times, Stanley.
Oh, I can't. I didn't lie to you.
To have it all over again.
Wrecked. I did not even lie to you.
Hang on.
I could go that way.
I don't recall this part of the memory zone before.
Why is it red?
What's this? What's down here?
I want the cold drink. Oh, was that a glitch or was that on purpose?
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Are they gonna show like the bad reviews? Oh my God, yes.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Funny. Oh, that's good. That's a thumbs up. Oh.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well,
once again, I really hope these are actual
maybe
reviews.
It wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure.
Aww.
Like I let these people
Narrator,
die.
please.
Perhaps the
Don't be
Stanley
sad.
Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto.
What the hell?
I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley.
Oh, the
yes,
next door.
A skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past
I'm
it.
listening to
It's
this.
what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people, and if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Oh, Stanley, you're back.
Oh God.
You're back. Oh my goodness, I have someone to talk to again.
Oh.
Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time.
This is kind of
just
fucked
sitting
up.
here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's
I hope we
just
eventually
how
get
it's
to,
always
like,
been, right?
post-apocalyptic
Me talking,
world.
and you saying nothing.
Oh my god. How is the skip button still standing? Aww. Wait, how did dirt get in here? Oh. Now it might be post-apocalyptic world. Mr. Biden. Yes, post-apocalyptic world. How long am I walking for? The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end. Okay, that was actually a really long path.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
More new content? I want that!
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
New content. You know, okay, no, this isn't the same path that I talked about before. So I bet the new content is just one after another. Otherwise, it would be really long.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Yo!
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience,
I agree.
built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going
Just
to be.
wait till the
but
show
let's
floor.
take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them.
I'm down for that.
It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more... Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Okay, skip your own dialogue. Stanley Parable Reassurance Bug is the button that says the name of the player that is playing the...
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game.
Ain't no way.
Isn't that wonderful?
Ain't no way.
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is.
Hell
Here,
yeah.
let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself...
Jim.
Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish
Alright,
first.
we're gonna... we
Now,
got this.
Allow yourself to become Jim. Imagine yourself driving to work as Jim, playing frisbee on the weekends as Jim, staying up all night for a popcorn and horror movie sleepover as Jim, developing a crippling substance addiction as Jim, rediscovering yourself through fringe religious groups as Jim, and finally dying a slow death at an old age, surrounded by members of your cult as Jim. Do you feel it in your soul?
Jim.
All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different
I want to
feature
press it
that
again.
I worked very hard on.
Let me press it again.
Jim.
See, if you'd only played along, that would have been your name the button says. But no. Instead, oh, I can't even think about it. I'm taking the Jim button away.
Jim.
I hope I actually get a free achievement. Pull the lever, receive your new achievement. No more steps. It just works.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
I want it. I want it. Fine. Oh, the jump circle, it's back!
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for
Oh,
Stanley
I
Parable
already
2
used all
as
the
well.
jumps.
Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle? Oh, well.
Can you find them? Can you find them? Can you find them? Can you... Okay. Is this the infinite hole? Exit jump circle. I already got the jump circle. Is this the infinite hole?
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them.
Hell yeah.
I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a
What
number
the
go
fuck?
up. You simply collect
Are these
all
like
of them,
people?
and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Damn, that's kind of creepy. I fucking hate this. Can you find them and collect them all?
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
3 new plus easy achievement. Already did that. Collectibles. Free achievement, infinite hole. We're going to the infinite hole. No screenshots.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday.
What?
Which would you go with?
Oh, here. Get well someday or happy 12th. Get well someday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
Damn. Oh, damn. Okay.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
I do enjoy buckets.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical.
Isn't that like the
that
point
it
of this
engendered
game?
a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem.
There's no
of the
bucket
game.
here.
It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, Anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's
There's
true.
literally no bucket here.
As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be?
True.
Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution.
Why does it have to be a bucket?
Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well?
Hell yeah.
I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2. Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can
It's still
press
getting
the
smaller?
teleport button to pop back up to
It
the
is
top,
still
and
getting
we can
smaller.
continue onward. Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show
What?
you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Okay. This is not...
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features?
Yes.
Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Nice. Beautiful.
I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything.
The collectible.
I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course.
Yeah,
with respect.
that makes sense.
With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Alright, now we're good. Begin the game. Stanley Parable 2.
This is the story of a man.
I've done that before. Oh, the balloons!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Stanley felt the bucket calling to him. Why was he not doing it?
Where's the bucket? Where's the fucking bucket?
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Fuck yeah.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay. I'm down. I'm down for this.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Did we go the right way on this one? Or did we go somewhere else?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him, always, the bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
Yes.
This is certainly the most logical explanation. The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him,
Do they
comforting
just, like,
him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right.
Do they
bucket
rewrite
is
the
here
whole
for you, Stanley.
dialogue on every single
Everything will be
path?
fine.
Or does it force you down this path? I'm very curious about that.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Okay.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
See, I really like that, what's it called? We're doing this, the main part, the main story with the bucket.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears.
The bucket burst into
Stanley
tears?
cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would
What?
be fine.
Wait, what? Okay. So this bucket's alive now.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the
That one's
bucket
fired.
been told
No,
to do
601.
things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in,
Damn.
Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
On or off? On?
But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds. Silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
Birds. I love this.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world.
I love this.
The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
Oh, look at the owls! Oh, dang it! I want to see more birds!
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo. Good,
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Okay.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket
This seemed
asked.
a little sus.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Oh.
Now pick up the phone.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend.
This is a complete
And then,
change of this
very
ending.
distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
There's no bucket. Found him.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Bucket.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me. Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think. It can't talk. All it will
This is
ever
getting
truly do
depressing.
for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
Listen to the loud man. Press A to go back home.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time, it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he
I
cares
wouldn't
about
say
is this awful
trusted.
bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
Oh, except for me.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Press bar to go back home.
Yes,
I believe in
suppose
you.
on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
To reload the same day with me over and over.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket? Oh no. I'm having feelings for the bucket. No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps, if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket.
No, it's my bucket.
Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it, or I'll...
It's my bucket. Was that the ending?
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was
That's
it a
not
painting
normal
or a
dialogue.
photo? He could no longer recall.
Generally going a different way.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences.
I still can't believe they recorded every single path again for if you're holding the bucket.
Is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
This is insane.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? Okay. This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket.
I fucking hate you.
Bucket. Item 2. Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
I can't handle this.
Item 3. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. This is a bucket. Item 4. Is this a bucket? What? Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one. Is this a bucket? Correct.
What?
This is a bucket.
What? What?
Item 6. Is this a bucket? Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Okay, whatever.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing?
Oh my god.
Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
No!
Okay, here we go.
Don't take away my bucket!
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket?
Oh no.
Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my god, I had no idea. How could... except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person. All right, here we go.
Alright, YouTube. Ladies and gents and ladies. If you ended up enjoying this, I would very appreciate you like, subscribe, comment, whatever you feel is necessary. I post every Friday and Tuesday. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.